It'll show up. Oh, got it. Do I have to say got it? I might. Thanks, Mark, for remembering.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's recording.
Yep, but I had to say got it,
Oh,
or else we wouldn't get that off our
The
screen.
minutes from the last meeting, there is one correction that I saw, it was the date of the bids.
Yes, is it
Well-
right? Actually, that was wrong anyway, now. It's been changed. I'm sorry, yes, please. What?
It said December 26th, it needs to say January 26th, correct?
Well-
It probably was, because now it's going to be February 2nd, because it got pushed back, but
We talked about this.
We
This
did.
came up, and we said this was what was said at the meeting.
I think January 22nd probably was.
26th, yeah.
Sixth.
January
Okay.
26th was the date that was mentioned.
So I
Because
should
I
be
didn't
able
know.
to change that
Okay.
and just add it to
Yeah.
the, because
Because
you,
know we said.
I didn't see any.
oh, I have to get the draft off it anyway, so.
Okay,
I didn't see anything else. Did
Yeah, we
anyone,
talked about
anyone
that
else
date.
see
We did.
anything in the minutes that needed to be changed other than that?
it's funny, we talked about that date too.
No, I'm not hearing anything.
Okay, I don't think
So I
so.
will, I can't do it. So somebody else has to accept the minutes.
Okay, can we have a motion to accept the minutes from the December meeting?
Can they hear us? So Pam or Sally, will you make a motion to accept the minutes? Oh, no, mine now shut up.
Okay, I so move.
Sally?
Thank you. And a second? I'll second.
Okay, that could be Sue.
Who seconded?
I
Sue?
did.
Sue? Okay.
Okay, all those in favor?
Okay, president's report.
We could say all those in favor, so it could be formal.
It's all right.
I know, but maybe,
Is anyone opposed?
perfect. All right,
No,
financial,
motion is passed. President's report, I do not have a report.
okay,
I have a question, but it comes later. It's just a.
Okay,
Interest.
just try to remember.
The financial report. We have the expenditure and revenue report for November.
I just made copies for you guys and they're not in color, but you can see that in parentheses is something that's over.
Not a lot of information. It's only 2 months into the year.
There isn't really anything to act on with that. There weren't any.
No.
I know, I didn't see anything. Shar, was there anything we should be looking at? in particular?
I don't think so. Nothing that stands out to me to point out. Standard.
I'll accept to,
Can we have a motion to
yes, I'll
accept
make a
the,
motion to accept the financial report
So that's
Pat is making a
Pat.
motion to accept the financial report,
for November.
expenditure and revenue for November. Can we have a second?
I'll second
I'll
it.
second it. Okay.
Slash
Pam.
Sally. You guys work that out.
Okay, any objections? Nope, okay.
Oh, the abstract of claims. then.
We accepted the expenditure and revenue report, the abstract of claims dated December 15th. So we have a motion to accept that.
It's for a total. Pam, you have it. Do you want me to tell you the number? It was in
Sure.
an email, but it's 115,771.58.
Okay. Yeah, I have all the documents, so.
Okay,
If you could-
So did we get the motion? Or not? Did I miss it?
did someone make a motion?
For that?
Yes,
For the
I'll
second.
make it then.
Yeah.
So Pat's gonna do the second one too.
Okay.
and I will second.
to-
Is that Sue?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay. So hard when you're on Zoom.
It is weird, right? Not to mention you can't see lips.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're on to the director's report.
Okay, rather than list everything, there are some things, I'll just go in general. There is broadband, there's a grant for that, and there was a virtual listening session, so discussion. And that's actually a federal thing, so there were people joining that one from all over. It was kind of interesting. The state librarian from Maine spoke and was right on, and then they were just all over Colorado, whatnot. So we had about 3 people from New York actually talk, submitted questions, and they, so there's more with that coming. Actually, I was on the digital navigator, which is listed for today. There was talk about the broadband grant and how we can help people to kind of like electricity in the 1930s, you know, getting it out to certain people that don't have it right now. Basic stuff, R for K meeting is something I do all the time. Let's see, I did meet with Joe. I didn't catch his last name. Arcus Engineering is who our architects work with, and he brought a light because we were talking about the difference in, you know, is it stark light? Can it change? And we had options of the, so it was nice to see. He did bring that in. There was I believe is a school librarian, did the Think Outside nature-based programming. So that was kind of a fun one. Okay, now there's some things going on at the library, nothing bad, all good. Janae is going to be helping us more in the business office. She does a lot of this now. She creates the abstract and that sort of thing. And Kim Redwall is going to be the circulation supervisor. Nobody's changing titles. They're just changing what they do a little bit. You know, like Janae is doing most of what she does, like she does book club. She's going to be focusing a little bit more on programming. And Kim already does the scheduling for the reference staff or the information staff. So now she's just going to do scheduling for almost everyone. Maintenance is different. Dennis does maintenance, but so she's going to be doing those. And let's see, I met with, oh, we're going to be, that's going to be a temporary office. So Herm and I met with Mid York staff to talk about dropping lines out of the ceiling to run our phones and that sort of thing. J&M doors, we still have construction craft from 2019. The fire rated doors are back ordered, not really sure. They did say though in January we should be hearing from them, so I'm excited about that. They think that the doors are coming in. I know, right?
They're on a ship in the bay.
Oh my goodness. Well, we had a different contractor, and again, like couldn't get anything from this. I said, we have to cancel with you because you're not following through or whatever. Well, I guess he wasn't necessarily as bad as I thought he was, because these guys they came and they measured, and at least I saw them. And I think it's gonna work out. And I did talk to New York State about it and say, this is what's left of our grant and we're really working on it. And I forwarded the email and all that, so they know we're not just being lazy. I did go to the CNY Rotary Zoom, and you know, we were talking about that at the CLRC, I don't know, what is it, Tuesdays at 10, and how our professional development, as much as it's on Zoom, it's rich. I mean, we have people, we're meeting with people that are, you know, you can't get this level of speaker normally to come in and talk to you, but we have great speakers. And they're doing a great job with bringing people in and having conversation. I mentioned today that now all we need is the water cooler conversation. Like, you can have 1,000 people come to a lecture, but then you need the Central New York people to talk about how it affects you. So anyway, we're all figured it out. As much as it's annoying sometimes with what's happened with COVID, some of it's kind of cool. All right, so what's happening? What else is happening with staff here? Nicole Hebert is right now a library assistant, and she got a job in Boston. So good for her. she was a library assistant here, but she wanted to do something more in her field. She's only 21, so she's,
Yeah.
she was here. She said, well, no, this is what I want to do. I said, but until you find what you want to do, we'd love to have you. She was a page, or she was working at circulation. So for almost a year, she worked with us as a library assistant. So she is going to be leaving us to do that.
She's gonna be librarian?
Awesome. She isn't, no, she's psychiatry and HR,
Oh. so she's
that sort of
different.
thing. That's what started this whole conversation about Janae not doing the HR part of her
Oh,
job,
okay.
because Nicole was gonna do it.
Oh,
She said, I'd like experience doing this. And we're like, okay, why not? See how, Janae would still be here as the backup or whatever. And then she got a job. I'm like, huh. And then Janae was like, oh, I had plans to do all these other things. I said, well, let's figure out how we can change, keep you doing that. And Kim has a background in HR because that's her undergrad is human resources.
oh,
And she is in school to be a librarian. So this is all good for her
I
too.
didn't know
She's
that.
busy, but we figured out support staff. Well, speaking of, so Nicole's leaving us, actually her last day is today. We have 2 part-time people that we interviewed, Andrea Erie and Christina Clark. And so there's 2 clerical positions, pretty much library assistant and page are almost the same thing. They're just a little different in civil service. So Andrea is going to be a page and Christina is a library no, I'm sorry, she's a library aide, not
Yeah, two
assistant.
Christinas, right?
Oh, right. Oh, actually, that's wrong. It should say Kristen.
Oh, Kristen.
I put an A on it because it's spelled that way, T-I-N at the end. So it kind of flows off your fingers to put an A there. So I will modify that. But we did hire both of them, and Kristen started today. Well, actually she started yesterday.
Now, they
We had a
both
snow day yesterday.
Are they full-time?
No. So Nicole was full-time, but, okay, I don't know, you don't have to memorize all this. Kelly Edick has been working in CERC, checking books in and out. She is a teacher by education, but she's not teaching anymore. She retired. So she's going to move into the library
Who was it?
assistant,
What's her name?
Kelly Edick. She worked at New Hartford a while
Oh,
back,
'cause I know
like
Edith.
quite a while ago.
Yeah.
So then Nicole worked part of the time as a library assistant, and then she also stayed in CERC a little bit. So it all works out that we hired 2 circulation people and move 1 up. So that's the gist of that. And, well, Andrea, so she's starting next week and Kristen starts this week. The construction bid did go in the paper on January 6th. And I have 2 of the plans in the plan books over there. So if you 2 want to look at it after, or if anybody else wants to come in and look at it, you can. I did go to the CLRC Tuesdays at 10 today and the Digital Navigator webinar. So, and at the bottom, I talked all about, I could have just read that, but you can read it later, that Nicole's going to Boston and the other 2 people. And I said, who's moving where? And I don't know why, I guess I was reading these books, so I thought I'd tell you what I'm doing, or what I'm reading.
What?
So Drawdown CLRC is doing a sustainability, so I'm kind of reading that for the environmental impact of libraries and how we can help. And then the other one is the book club with Janae is Into the Water. So that was kind of busy, bouncing back and forth. So that's that. I have later on, I kind of want to talk about the professional development day. And well, maybe it is part of that. I didn't put it in my report, but usually the board buys us lunch on our professional development
We
day.
can do that when it comes to.
Is that new business?
Yeah. this is-
Okay, we'll do it then. All
Okay,
right, so
that?
I'm done. Mhm.
we have old business.
It's hard to say if you want me to update anything on construction. I think I kind of did. So it may be construction update for Pam's sake, that's all. And that we did, because I'm not really sure, possibly because of the holidays, we pushed back and we were waiting for an asbestos report. And the only place we had asbestos in the library, and they tested many, many places, was the roof of the bay window. So it is outside and obviously we can't do anything with it, but when they go to take that down, the people or the construction companies that bid on that project will have to take that into consideration, that when they take that roof off, it has to be done in a different way. So we were waiting for that report, so things got pushed back a week, which was fine. To do that between Christmas and New Year's was probably ambitious anyway. So anybody who's interested in bidding on the construction, who wants an info meeting, our architect Julia will be here on Thursday at 10 o'clock to take people through, and we'll be available to take contractors through. But the bids will be due on February 2nd. So that is a change.
In other words, we'll have them all for the next meeting. I know.
We will have, yes, for the next meeting, but February 2nd, that she did want to make sure that they were, what she called it was, they were quality bids, right? She was going to go through and make sure that they were real people and they've done good work. So we should have that to be able to vote on it for our board meeting, but, because that's different. We used to just accept it for the most part,
Excuse me.
contingent upon engineers or architects.
Well,
findings
at
or
the next meeting, do we vote on that?
We would probably have to approve the, approve the contractors who will be doing that.
So you'll present how many?
I guess. Yeah, I didn't write the,
No, so you'll narrow it down to so many contractors.
correct. So
Like we usually do.
they will, right, whoever bids, say 6 people bid.
Right.
And then, so our next meeting will be February 8th. So and they're due on the 2nd. So that would give her some time. I don't know if she'd have that decision. We'd hope that maybe she could do that by the 8th and we could
Okay, then we could make
approve it then at our normal board meeting.
Right.
That would work out really well
Yeah,
for
it
us.
would.
Okay. But anyway, you'd be welcome at 2 o'clock on February 2nd. And maybe we'll, I'll have Mark set up a meeting and we'll just do it like this too. We'd have that ability
That's what
to,
we've done before.
right?
We usually have. them-
We come in here, but we could come in here and do it via Zoom.
So whoever wants to come.
Right, so Sally or Scott or
So
somebody wants to
no.
join us from home.
But people will come here and
Correct.
give their bids, because that's what we did before.
They have, right,
And
they're
we-
here
we
to,
listen to them.
yes,
I know, yeah,
so know that that's happening.
okay.
April,
Yes, Sally.
you're gonna have what in there? The bid opening?
You know how we just invite the contractors come and they sit around the table and then they open up the sealed bid? So we can do the same
That has
thing
to
if we,
that has to be, I'm pretty sure it has to be established, like, a date set, a time set, and open to the public, like announced to the public.
it is, well, this did go in the paper. So there was an
Right.
invitation to
It-
bid and it went in the paper last Thursday and explained that we would be opening them on Wednesday, February 2nd at 2 o'clock. So yes, it is, it's gone out to
Public.
the public. And I sent this to you in an email, I believe.
Yeah.
Did I? Okay, so you also have this bid notice in Word format or PDF?
Right.
Yeah, but I just didn't think that's what you just said.
Well, what
thought
I
you
said
said-
is that we could have a Zoom meeting for the bid opening. Normally, we just all meet in here and we don't put it on Zoom because the last time we did this, it was pre-COVID. So we can do that so that you could join us, Sally, if you didn't want to come down. You know what I mean? So you could be here at that event.
Okay, are we operating under municipal law, or we don't have to do that?
Yes? What do you mean by
Yes,
that?
what?
Yes, we did. We put it in the paper and we had their sealed bids and all the normal stuff. Whatever we've done in the past, we're doing again. So yes,
Okay.
I don't know why she asked.
No, this is a normal thing. We've done this before.
Right, it went to the paper and the whole process like we usually
So-
do.
So April, for somebody new to all of this,
Okay.
the contractors submit their bids in envelopes, and then on February 2nd at 2 o'clock, you meet and open them up.
Correct. So everybody views that or sees that. There's a witnesses to the fact
Right.
that they were sealed and all of that.
We've done this before.
Right, and that we're not like throwing some away and yeah,
Oh,
right.
Correct. There's.
Accountability and
They're
transparency.
legitimate, right.
It's all legit.
It's all legit, yeah. We're doing everything by the book. Too much money involved in this
Yeah.
to not
Oh,
do it
definitely.
all.
No, I just wanted to understand what that process was, that's all.
Okay, thank you. And I'm sorry that I didn't think to say that. Yes, we are doing all the things that are required for it. Yeah, for a bid,
We've done this, remember Sally, the elevator, we've done this for other.
yes, and we also did it for the
but
foyer
it's- Right.
and all of
Right.
that, because those were all
Same thing,
big.
yeah.
Actually, we did it for this wall too. This interior wall was the last one we
Oh,
did.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But it was a while, it takes a
was a
long
while
time for
ago,
these
yeah.
things to happen, right? This kitchen was too small. So our last one was little and we didn't have to do it.
Right.
We had to pay prevailing wage, but the jobs were little and we
Right.
bought a lot of stuff.
Right.
And it was really just a few contractors. Okay, so
Okay.
that was
Is that it?
kind of an update on construction grant. You don't have to say all that stuff. I guess I could attach this, but why? I don't think so.
Mhm.
All right, I don't, new business, is that when I say what we're doing with, actually, it's not, maybe this is still old. So our, professional development day, Pam, you didn't know this, but in the past, we do this every year. Usually we have one in January. And we're doing, basic life support recertification with our
Yeah,
full-time
we
staff.
talked about that.
Yeah, we did. And a few other things. I did invite police department and the fire department, but it's a conflict for both. Neither of them could come and speak, but I think we're gonna go through the fire drill process anyway. And we will also, I'll probably go over construction grant a little bit, what's gonna happen, because they all know, but we'll do some of the details. But we also have to do a plan of service. And so the staff is supposed to be involved in that question answer thing. So it would be a perfect time to do that too. I always over plan and we run out of time, but we'll just do all those things that we can't do because half of us are needed somewhere else to make sure the library is running. So, and we will have
You're doing-
part-time staff. We'll come in still and do the bags and whatnot, keep things, we will be closed, but they'll do all that stuff. So Saturday, people, their holds will be in place and they'll put books away and do those things, behind the scenes things that will get done.
Are you doing that CPR in,
We
what's
are.
that,
We're doing the basic life support recertification because we need that to keep the,
yeah,
AED.
and what day is this?
That is, yeah,
January.
it's a Friday. It's the last Friday in January, I think. Which I have held on a calendar.
So how can you do that with all these health vests?
It's, I
That's
believe
going
it's the 28th. We can, as long as we wear a mask, we can do, yeah, that's interesting. I think we do the best we can. Obviously, we're not gonna be taking our masks off and putting, but in essence, when you do basic life support, you cover your face and do it. So I will, there may be, a little bit more leniency because of COVID. I'm gonna just, Vanessa is our person, Vanessa Evans comes in and does it. So, there may be hand sanitize, work with the, mannequin, and then the next person hand sanitize.
And
or-
when there's a real emergency, nobody's gonna worry about it.
Right. So I think it will probably just, you watch the video again in 2 years, you forget, and there might be some updates. So it's whatever current training is. I'm not doing it, so I'm not that familiar with if there's changes. So that's all I know is that there's not, in this big room though, we can get 10 full-time. We can get our staff in here at a safe distance apart. So that's what we'll do. And I'm not sure what we'll do about our food. Maybe we'll just go all over in the library and everybody gets their own table. So that's what we'll do.
Exactly. Okay. Do we have anything else for new
No.
business?
I don't. Oh, no, I don't. I have a correspondence.
Oh, correspondence. Okay, we'll move down to communication.
There you go. Communications. I mean, we do have certain things, but Bank of Utica is our bank and they've in the past couple of years given us, I think, $500. Char might remember. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention that there was a donation and they would like it to be maybe for an event. So when I wrote the thank you note that I said, well, maybe we'll have an open house and who knows, maybe we'll just do something in the summer. So we can truly do it
Now, who's it
outside.
from? Who's it from?
Bank of Utica is where we put most of our,
And they've given us that money?
they gave us 500, but they said they'd like to sponsor an event. I said, well, we might have an open house that, you can buy us goodies for or something.
Right.
So, or I also
Maybe
said,
after everyone in the world has had COVID and
Right.
survived.
we'll hope.
Yeah.
And I did say that we've been doing a lot to just modify services. And so we have these take home crafts and all kinds of things are going out the door as, okay, we can't do it here, but here's your bag and
Yeah.
it's got all the supplies and all the things you need. So we are doing that and
How's
maybe,
that working out?
excellent.
Seems to
Oh my
be
gosh.
very popular.
Very popular. I have, this is the adult services report that includes Janae's been doing some puzzles, for example. I mean, they're not a lot, but it's kind of fun. She put out 7 different kind of word searches. She put out 280 and 280 of them were taken for people to do. So
Wow.
just about everybody takes one.
Mhm.
Or they take one and they, it's free, because I don't think they're collecting scrap paper. They might be going to a friend or family members, or people will come here and, take things to nursing homes and whatnot. But that's just one, that's just word searches. And then there's just, I don't know, mazes, but for the most part, they're all taken. Coloring pages, she put 240 out, but 228 went.
Wow.
And like,
Oh, yeah, I took some.
there you go. But I mean, they're fun. Actually, I took one. I said, this is cool. I'll do it at lunch. So we're trying to figure out ways things can go out. And Rosemary's got some things that she does. Christina does create with clay. And so we have volunteers come and they put paint in these little, like to-go containers with a snap lid. And they're doing their little pinch pots or whatever at home. We have a drop-in craft. So we've stopped children's programming for right now because, little ones can't be vaccinated. And then we don't know if parents are choosing to vaccinate the ones who can. So we don't want to be part of the problem. So we did stop that. We do have some programming still going on. Like say there's 6 ladies that get together and they meet and talk about the book they're reading. They have masks. There's plenty of room in here for them. I mean, they could go to lunch together too, but they happen to come here. So all of our programming that we facilitate, we've put on a pause. We did that when the mask mandate was enforced. We've never dropped it, but at that point, we did say, you know what, maybe we should pause it. And we decided to continue to pause until after February break with children's programming. And I think adult programming we're doing that through February.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, it's bad out there.
Yeah.
I know they've stopped elective surgeries and things like, they just don't have the beds. So we don't need to be
No, we don't need.
being part of the problem, but so the things that we were doing in-house, we're just putting it in brown bagging it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we're doing takeout dinners, but we're doing takeout crafts or takeout whatever we would be doing. And they're very popular. And I think it's just nice because you can do it when you need to. Sometimes the time we schedule, so they are almost more popular because you can do it when you can do it, not. So these are programs again that they're very successful, and we still have people doing curbside and all of that. It has kind of gotten a little bit more popular again, but we've never stopped it. There are people that have continued all along with it. So yeah, so we told the Bank of Utica that we're doing all these funky things. So maybe we'll ask them to sponsor one of those. They're not terribly expensive. they're just time consuming, but, you know.
Something will come up that would be good for their publicity. and
Exactly,
good
because you
for
just say
us.
sponsored by Bank of Utica on all of those papers.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Talk about advertising.
Parking.
And Hannaford is doing if you buy flowers at Hannaford,
Oh, yeah. I
we
saw
get
that.
10% or whatever, or $1 or what, I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah.
And what a racket for them. So we put it on our Facebook, we put it on our website, we're advertising all over. I had got flowers
There's a
today.
sign in here. I saw it. I'm sure I saw it there.
I don't know, actually, I went today to buy flowers for Nicole because I thought, oh, it's our fundraiser. I said, no, this is Utica cerebral palsy.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, we're already into the 11th here, but
Oh,
whatever,
okay.
it's fine.
I saw it somewhere.
It was probably they might have had it somewhere, but the sign right by the flowers wasn't current.
Okay, are we set with any information we need to share?
I think they did it all.
Okay, we have no public comment. Does anybody think we need an executive session?
I don't.
They have
Nope.
one thing.
Who
April,
has
they're
a thing?
supposed to accept the Button Sean grant.
Uh-oh.
So what?
Marianne Buttonshon, thank you. Where's that written? Do I have detail? Is it, we received, how much from Marianne Button? Is it in your financial report, Char? no, these are
No, I
older.
don't think it is because it's in December, but it was, I believe, 6,000 right on the nose. I can look it up.
Okay,
How much?
we could just say, I believe it was 6,000. And we told them that we hired Maureen. What is her last name starts with a P? Escapes me. She works at the information desk a couple times, like she works one night a week. And then Kim does children's programming. And then she works like, I don't know, like one of the Saturdays or maybe two of the Saturdays. So Christina and Kim can do children's programming. So we're going to put that whole grant into salaries, because that's what we did basically to be able to provide children. I think it was, the focus was supposed to be on children and workforce development. So we have both of them. We hired somebody and we did children's programming. So you as a board have to say, okay, we accept this grant and it's going into salaries. Do you want to propose?
When now?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
they-
sorry, we should have written that down and I
well,
totally
they'll go back-
forgot.
They'll go back to the business now.
So, new business, you think, Shar?
Yeah, and it is exactly 6,000.
It is exactly 6,000.
Yes.
So I would like,
Okay, we need a motion to accept the grant from Marianne Buttonshon for $6,000 for either children's programming or workforce development.
which is going into salaries. We're just,
Yeah,
we're
Yeah.
putting it into the salary
Right.
line.
okay, do I have a motion to accept that?
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
and Pam will, and Pat will second.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Shar, for catching that. I forgot.
Any objections? Motion passed. And that's through the state?
What happens is they have, sometimes they call it bullet aid or discretionary funds that come. And so what she did was she gave the amount to Mid-York Library System and asked that it be distributed in her service area. So it didn't go to everyone. It went to Jervis for, it's interesting because Utica and Rome are like co-regional libraries. So they, I don't know how it works out. And then we had Oriskany because she represents Whitestown,
Right.
I think. So I believe it went to Oriskany, New York Mills, and us. And then I think she has some of, say, Schuyler or something, so it went to Frankfurt's
Yeah.
library. So some of us did that, and then there was, like, we did the story walk out front. So that was
Oh,
children,
that was nice.
right? It was fun. We did one for the fall. This is the winter one. We probably won't do spring, or at least we'll put it somewhere else because there'll be construction
Yeah.
around Dunham House. So that was what we did. with it.
Okay. We have a motion to adjourn. Pat will
Okay.
make a motion to adjourn,
So did you hear that? Pat Samarco made a motion to adjourn?
Okay,
and I will second.
Sue seconded.
Right.
Okay,
And it's
Scott isn't
6:30.
here now. I wonder.
sounds good.
Yeah,
It's
isn't it?
6:36.
Thank you.
He usually will say he couldn't come or something. Right.
Okay,
He
our
just
next
forgot.
meeting is,
February 8th. I
February
think,
8th.
Right?
and the bids will be opened on February 2nd at 2:00.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, I do. Shar, I was only to sign the things with the flag, right?
Yes, just the ones with the flags. Yep.
Right, okay.
Feel
Just
free
want
to
to make
sign
sure
others. I know, right? And we
Thank you.
did get bank statements, but I didn't come in until after Shar had left. So, because I had 2 webinars this morning, I thought, I might as well do them from home, then I'm unmasked.
Yeah, I know the thing.
So, anyway, they're here. They're just the small ones ran around the bank, but she'll do them, and it's not like it has to be done right now
I
anyway.
can do it right now, there's so few.
Those you can do, but no,
Yeah.
these are the ones that Shar didn't do yet, and so we were a
Oh,
little
oh.
confused about. But we'll give them to you next time.
Okay. Sometimes they get
We're-
lost on my dining room table.
We're done. I mean, our meeting's over.
Okay,
You can hang out with us if you want.
so long.
Okay, bye, thank you.
Good night.
Sally, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
I guess I can close too. Bye, Mark. You can end the meeting and then I don't have to do anything, right?
Yeah.
Sally, are you okay?